Mike Moore Media.
On our media line, Rockingham County Manager Lance Metzler. We're talking about our county budget today. Hey, Lance, hope you're doing well.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing just great here, and it's always good to have some time together with our county manager. And I said our budget, and indeed it is, because if we live in Rockingham County, it's our budget, isn't it, so to speak?
Absolutely. And everybody's budget, all 92,000 folks here, it's their budget.
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to put our personal budgets together sometime for us as a family or maybe as a business. But I know it must be challenging, particularly now with so many things going on, to put together a county budget. So let's dive right in. Tell us where we are and all of that. I know it's been approved, so give us some of the highlights, Lance.
Sure, it was approved on June 5th, and basically we started this process in late 2022 in December. We usually start the process so that we have plenty of time. But with counties, it's a little more difficult than cities and towns because we rely heavily on federal and state funds, and we don't. And the school budget, we don't get the school budget till in May, so it's kind of difficult. But we have to go through the process. But this is the 14th year that we've not had a tax increase. I can't guarantee that's going to be a reoccurring theme because cost of operations have gone up in your home as well as in your work, so it's going to go up with us too. But fortunately, next year we're going through a reval year, so maybe instead of going revenue neutral, maybe it might be a little bit above that, just so that we can handle the service and continue to provide good customer services without that being cut.
Yeah, but still that still makes a statement though when you say 14 years without a property tax increase. I wonder how does that compare across the state, Lance? Do you have any numbers on that?
No, I don't, but I can tell you we're one of the very, very few. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
when I was in Montgomery County, we had to raise our taxes 5 cents one year and 4 cents the next year.
Wow.
So we're in very few company with 14 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm glad that's the way we are. That's great for Rockingham County.
Well, and the general fund this year was a little shy of $113 million, and our overall budget was $155 million, which includes the enterprise funds such as water, sewer, landfill, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The penny has increased in value by close to $30,000. So the 1 penny equals $134,000 in Rockingham County.
Okay, give us that again. Give us that number again.
So a penny is roughly $835,000.
Okay.
And it's a $30,000 increase over last year.
Okay, all right. That's interesting when you put it in that perspective.
It is. It really is. And people, our largest discretionary revenues is our ad valorem tax. We bring in about $58 million from that, followed by our sales tax, which is at $15.47 million. That is excluding the quarter cent sales tax. But now the sales tax has been great post-COVID, but we're starting to see it plateau and stabilize. So we're not going to see it increase probably as much. We're going to see it probably stay consistent, though, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's because the cost of products are going up. In expenditures, we're asking for only a few new positions, and that's mainly in DSS. One thing that we have a challenge with right now is retention and recruitment of employees, and that's not just us, state, federal, it's the private sector as well.
Oh, yeah.
We project this year we'll have a 14% turnover rate, and which is alarming to us, is approximately 33% of our employees have 2 years or less experience. So you're seeing your retirees retire, and you're seeing a constant turnover, and a lot of it goes with the younger generation. They don't stay in jobs longer than 5 years, so that you get the consistent turnover.
Yeah.
So our commissioners realize that, and they're trying to figure out ways we can keep people. They did approve a 4% cost of living adjustment for employees. They approved up to a 3% merit increase, and then to actually do another classification pay plan to make sure we're in line with the other counties, because we keep getting employees stole from Alamance, for Forsyth, from even some of Stokes County. So we need to stay competitive, and the board sees that and realizes that, and they're working with us on that.
Yeah. Let's pause. Let's pause right there just a minute, because I jotted down these numbers here about that 14% increase, and these are some, actually, I don't want to be really a downer here, but these are kind of scary numbers in a way, aren't they?
They are, and I just said 2 years experience, but we have well over 60%. 60%, 60% that have less than 5 years experience.
Wow.
So, people like, I've got almost 30 years. My finance director's got over 30 years. So all these people that have this amount of time and experience in the field, that institutional knowledge is being lost out there. And so, it's difficult to find those folks that want to get in here and stay here. Again, the younger population, statistically, they change jobs anywhere between 2 and 5 years, so that longevity is hard. So we've got to make sure we pay and appreciate the employees in order to keep and retain those employees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you say, that's everywhere, though, isn't it?
It is. It's not just Rockingham County. It's state, national. It's the private sector too. So we're all having to struggle with trying to get people who are strong and able and stable to come in and work for us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for a little background on that. Okay.
No problem. We've got some capital projects. I don't want to get too much into it. If anybody's interested on seeing the budget, it is on our website. If they want to have the cliff notes, they can always call me up or email me about it. But we've contracted our landfill operations out to Wall Recycling. They've been doing it for about a year. We've gone through some bumps, but I think we've kind of ironed some of those out. We're looking to have a long-term relationship with them, but we have them in an enterprise fund. We've converted that to a general fund, so that they're not in a separate enterprise fund, since we are contracting that work out. Another notable thing is water and sewer. So back in 2008, the county took out a loan to put water and sewer lines on 220. That was a good concept then, but as you know, we went to the recession. Everything stopped building. And so the water and sewer fund the general fund had to pay water and sewer fund debt. So basically water and sewer revenues, expenditures offset one another. It was just a debt service. So we worked with the commissioners, since we had a decent fund balance, to pay off some of this debt and to be able to have the water and sewer fund self-sustainable. So this year you'll see our water and sewer, for the first time since 2008, self-sustainable, whereas in the past they've always been subsidized by the general fund, which is in the budgeting world, the management world, that's a great thing, because enterprise funds should be self-sustainable, not being subsidized by your general fund. So
Sure.
Happy about that, proud about that, glad we're doing that. Health insurance, typically, health insurance goes up every year. We had 1 year where our health insurance went up 30%. This year, didn't go up a dime. We did a great job. We had a great year with our staff. I think some of our activities that we do with our wellness programs, with our HRA program, with some of these things have paid off. Our prescription program has been very excellent. It's basically where you got a third party that gets involved. Doctors will sometimes say, okay, just take this drug, not really care about the cost of it. This third party comes in and says, okay, this drug costs this much. What about this drug? Let's use this drug. And so they do a lot of work behind the scenes that saves the taxpayers and the county money.
Okay.
With both the schools and the county, the schools asked for a pretty large increase in capital. They asked for a decent increase in expenditures as far as operations. Same thing for the community college. We did hold them at the same level that we funded the past year. However, again, like I said, next year we're going through a reval year, so that might be an opportunity, if the board decides to do that, is to put a little more funds towards those operations. We do bring in about $3 million on our quarter cent sales tax, and 1.83 of that goes towards debt service for the Workforce Development Center debt payment, and then we transfer about 1.16 to the community college for other uses pertaining to workforce development. And that's basically it in a nutshell. We had a pretty lean budget this year. We're proud of what we did, and we looking forward to moving on and getting some of this stuff done around here.
Okay. Well, you've given us a lot of numbers there, and I appreciate the update. Now, people that are interested in this, you said they can go to your website and find it in detail right there.
Yeah, it's excuse me. As soon as they go on our website, it lands on the first page. On the first page, it's got our 23-24 budget. And what I would suggest is because it's like, excuse me, probably 400 or 500 pages long. Mm-hmm. I would read the Cliff Notes is the executive summary. That's my message to the board. It's about 8 or 9 pages, but it's detailed exactly what's in the entire budget. It's just simplified and summarized.
Yeah. And we can find that at rockinghamcountync.gov.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, Lance, it's always good, as I said, to have you on the program. Thank you for the overview and bringing us up to date on where we are in the budget for the coming year. It's a lot involved that people, I don't know, the general public, we don't have a clue what all goes into that. A lot of hard work to make it all happen, put the pieces together. So thank you for that, and our board, too, for their hard work.
You're quite welcome. And whatever, if anybody has any questions, please give us a call, and we'll answer any questions they have.
Okay. And I think while I have you on the line, I know I'm promoting this today, the event tomorrow there around the flagpole out front from your office. That is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, and that starts at 9 in the morning.
Yes, it is. And they'll have representatives from the Health and Human Services Department and representatives from all around the county, Sheriff's Department, DA's office, to show our support of making sure people know that elder abuse is not accepted, will not be accepted. We care about our youth and our senior citizens, and we'll make sure that we show our support for them.
That's exactly right. Lance, thank you again, all the county team. Have a good week. We'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Lance Metzler, Rockingham County Manager. If you missed some of those numbers, because he was clipping them off there pretty fast, I was trying to take notes, so I'm going to go back and listen, actually. And you can listen as well. This program is archived permanently on all of our social media platforms. iHeartRadio is a good one, and our Facebook page, MikeMoore.media. Click on the podcast link up at the top. And if you have any questions, Lance said just give him a call there at the Rockingham County Governmental Center, and I will give you that number there. You can get to Jennifer right there in his office, and that is 336-342-8101. And you can find that budget and more information. If you're new to Rockingham County, welcome. Glad to have you here. You can get acclimated there to what's happening around our fine county at rockinghamcountync.gov.